Hi guys, it's Mo again, and welcome to my July TBR. Whew, I do have a few books I'm bringing into the month of July from the month of June, so bear with me here. The first book is actually a reread, Clockwork Prince. I read Clockwork Angel in June and I tabbed it. It was a great experience and I loved reading it. It's one of my favorite books, so I figured to continue on with Clockwork Prince. I'm still itching for the last hour's last book, Chain of Thorns. I'm ready for it. It needs to be here already. I already pre-ordered it and everything. As soon as it hits my Amazon cart and it arrives in my hand, I'm going to celebrate. But I'm going to reread and do a nice tabbing up of the systems. I probably reread this book like 10 times already. So good. One of my faves. Absolute hardcore fave. If you haven't read the Infernal Devices series, read the Infernal Devices series. You don't even have to read the Mortal Instruments series beforehand if you don't want to. The Mortal Instruments series is like a 3 compared to the Infernal Devices. And it's just better. It's just better writing, better work, better storylines, better characters. It's just overall better. But I personally say read the Mortal Instruments first. That way when you get to Clockwork, Angel, Princess, and Prince, it's like a magical experience, but regardless, I think you'll still enjoy it. The Infernal Devices is one of my favorite series. The next book we're bringing into July is Blood Scion. This was one of my Lumicrate books, I believe. Fairy Loot, one of my Fairy Loot books. Started reading it in June. Didn't realize that it was so gritty and dark. Read the disclaimer, trigger warning. This book is inspired by the real-life horrors endured by children soldiers, and the war on children in particular, and therefore tackles themes of war, violence, and sexual assault. Please read with care. I did not know that before I put this on my TBR last month, or I just picked it up last month not knowing exactly what it was about. All I know about this book is it's about Sloane, and she is constricted into the Lucis army, and she pretty much has to hide her powers from them, because they'll kill her if they find out that she has powers. So instead she decides to infiltrate their army and tries to destroy them from within. Interesting book, good writing, really good world building as well, but I just cannot do the atrocities on children. There's sexual assault, there's violence, there's death, there's murder, there's just lots of dark, gritty things. And for me right now, it's not for me. So I'm gonna DNF it. I got pretty deep into it, but honestly I was considering DNFing it like right around here. So this isn't a book I'm going to bring into July. Technically I can finish it, but I don't want to for my own health and well-being, so this one's being DNF'd. The next book is Diviners by Libba Bure. So this is a lot of people's favorite books. I went into it blind, not knowing what it was about, but it has some spooky dooky things happening in it, and I don't really care for spirits or the conjuring of them. So that was kind of creepy to me, and if it's going to be a scary book, I just don't want to read it. I don't do horror, I don't do scary, so I'm going to go on Goodreads and see if this is really scary or it's just like haha scary. If it's haha scary, I might read it if the story compels me so, but so far, not sure if I want to read it. I didn't get that deep, I'm like only right there, so this is a book that's coming into July, potentially, if it's not too scary. And then King of Scars, I'm only on like chapter 3. This is Nikolai's story from Shadow and Bone. I love Nikolai. He's one of my favorite characters. Everyone told me he does not get his hype lived up to in these books, but I'm still going to read them because it's about Nikolai and he's one of my favorites. So, King of Scars is Nikolai's story and pretty much his aftermath after Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows, I believe. Yes, and after Six of Crows. So this is a duology, and I also have Rule of Wolves, and I'm really hoping that I enjoy them a lot so that they can stay on my bookshelf, but we shall see. The last book that's coming into July as a carryover, and now the books that I'm excited to potentially read in July. Children of Blood and Bone. I am excited to read this. When it first came out, I got a lot of hype. It was supposed to be really good. I'm going into pretty blind, and I'm excited for that. I did buy the special Barnes & Noble exclusive edition because I am a sucker for a beautiful hardback book. I think I read the first 2 pages and I really enjoyed the writing style of the first 2 pages, so I'm looking forward to reading this. I hope I can get it on audiobook as well so I can listen along while I get some work done in the house, but for Children of Blood and Bone, I really hope this lives up to all the hype. I'm excited for it. I'm itching for it. I really want it to do what I feel like it needs to do in my soul for me. I'm excited for it. The next book is a summer read. We are officially in July. It's summer. It's hot outside, and I figured I'd go to an OG fave of mine. Taylor Jenkins Reads. She wrote the amazing The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and that book is like the moment. She is like perfection. She is hot girl summer. Like, I loved it. It was amazing. And this will be my second Taylor Jenkins Reads novel, and I feel like it was just very right now. I was feeling the vibe, the summer, the potential romance. I know there's a character from Evelyn Hugo's series in here, and it follows their life. I'm going into pretty blind. I'm excited for it, and I actually want to do a whole reading vlog of me reading these books because her writing style is chef's kiss. It's really, I'm excited for it. It's gonna touch me. I know I'm gonna feel some twinkling of my happy joy feelings, so I'm ready for it. I still have not read Daisy Sixson Jones. I do plan on reading it one day, but not just yet. And I think I actually am gonna get a physical copy of Evelyn Hugo because I just love the writing style. I don't feel like I necessarily need to reread the story, but the style of writing I love to experience over and over again. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna retry V.E. Schwab once more. So, I read A Darker Shade of Magic in 2021. I thought it was okay. It didn't live up to the V.E. Schwab hype that I kept hearing, but I was like, you know, it's okay. I'm gonna buy the first 2 books of the, I don't know what the name of the series is. Whatever the series name is. And I'm gonna see how I like them. First one, 3-ish. 3.5. 3.75 maybe. Second one is going to be on the TBR for this month. We are retesting out, can we like V.E. Schwab's writing and storylines? Because I really want to be part of the hype. I want to be part of the fandom. I want to be in the community. I want to be in the conversation. I just want to enjoy some good books. But I don't know why. All of my V.E. Schwab books I've tried, I don't really care for. Like, I tried Gallant. I did not care for it, but it also wasn't a storyline that I typically would care for to begin with, so we shall see. This is a magical fantasy, I want to say it's fantasy romance. I'm going into kind of blind too, so it might not be. We're just going to call it a fantasy for now, and I hope I like the second book way better than I like the first book. I want to be a V.E. Schwaber too, but we shall see. Gallant was a fail for me. I literally DNF'd it. I did a whole reading vlog on that book, and I still DNF'd it. Whew, I hope this redeems it. A Gathering of Shadows. Be the one. Be the one. I might potentially become a V.E. Schwaber this month, or I may not. We shall see. The next books that I have on my TBR this month, I think I'm ready to do it. I think I am. I think I can. I think I can. The Song of Achilles. I'm gonna do a tragic romance. I'm going into these pretty blind, but everyone tells me I'm gonna cry, it's gonna be sad, and I have the first 2 books in the special Illumicrate editions. They are decadent, and the paper feels expensive and smells good. Expensive paper scent. And I feel like I've emotionally prepared myself for a tragic romance. Like, I'm gonna cry and everything. I imagine it's gonna be like the Titanic, like waterworks, just like dribbly, drobbling, snot everywhere. So I've emotionally prepared myself for this, and I'm considering doing a reading vlog of that experience. I do have the first 2 books, so hopefully I like the books and I can do a whole vlog on both of them, and hopefully it's not a DNF vlog, but we're gonna do it this month, guys. Song of Achilles. It's a retelling, it's a tragical romance, and that is really all I know about it, and that's all I really need to. Oh, let my soul be ready for this, because I'm gonna be crying. I don't even know, because some books don't make me cry. Some books really don't make me cry. I've read Ugly Love, that didn't make me cry. Everyone's like, you didn't cry? I'm like, no. I was like, no. But, yeah. We're ready for a tragic romance this month. I have such an odd spectrum of books to read this month. I have tragical romance, Redeeming fantasy stories. Summer fun romantic reads. I think that's what this is gonna be. A good adventure. The finding of oneself. I don't really know. We're just making up words at this point. And I even have a little Circe wooden bookmark from, I think this is Fairy Loot. Yes, this is Fairy Loot. So I'm excited to actually have the bookmark for the book that I'm going to be reading. I just like the coordination. It's there. I'm feeling it. It's an aesthetic. We're here for it. The next book on my July TBR is The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah, and I'm excited for this one. It's supposed to be a retelling of the 1001 Nights. It weaves a gripping tale of legendary smuggler, a cowardly prince, and a dangerous quest across the desert to find a magical lamp. I'm going for the vibes, I'm going for the storyline, I'm going for the beautiful art, I'm going for the cutesy bootsy little characters that I see on the book cover. I already read the first 2 pages. I feel like it has potential, so I'm here for it. And the last book on this TBR is Gilded Wolves. This is my book pick for July. It's my book that I'm going to be reading with my best friend. She also loves reading. She's the one that loves Six Crows I always refer to, and she's the one I read Skyward with for Brandon Sanderson read of my last month's book pick. And hopefully if we keep up this book club thing, I can share it with you guys and we can make it a whole giant book loving community. But that's my book pick for this month. I know it's a fantasy romance, and I think I actually have little character art for it from one of my book boxes, so I'm really excited to read the book and have the character art and have that elevated experience, because character art really does something for the reading experience. It really just like gives it an oomph that it just needs, well, at least for me. And that is my July TBR. I hope you guys have some fun summer reads to read. What are you guys reading in July? I feel like I'm just cleaning out my physical TBR on my bookshelf because I really want to buy some new books, but I don't like buying books I don't know if I'm gonna like or not. But I've been considering the idea of buying books that I think I'm gonna like that are fantasy romance, and like going to like thrift stores and like half books or half off books, whatever that place is called, and getting those because I like shelf space. I don't like clutter. I am somewhat of a minimal maximalist. It's so weird. I have a weird thought process on having things in clutter. Anyway, I said all this to say that I want to read more of my physical TBR to be able to organize my bookshelf more effectively. Also, I want to know if I want to keep these books or if I'm going to unhold them at the end of the year. Plus, I want to buy some new books that are more fantasy romance centered because that's where my heart lies. And I feel like when I go to my physical TBR, that's what I want to reach for, but I don't always have fantasy romance on my physical TBR. So that's where I'm at with that, y'all. I hope you guys have a happy July reading month. Remember, I'm here every Friday, posting pretty consistently, I hope. Happy reading, y'all. Bye.